Good afternoon. It's Thursday, April 6th, 2017. For All Western New York News and Radio, I'm Scott Leffler. Occasional rain today and possibly a thunderstorm with a high near 53 and an overnight low around 33. Friday offers snow in the morning and a high near 38 with an overnight low around 31. What's in the news? Amid reports of renewed efforts to repeal the Affordable Care Act, Congressman Brian Higgins issued a statement indicating that details of the latest Republican health care plan show a move to take away basic benefits and cost Americans dearly. He called the plan deceitful and said he'll work against its passage. A Kirsten Gillibrand-sponsored bill in the U.S. Senate, the bipartisan Made in America Manufacturing Communities Act, is headed to a full vote after passing through the Commerce, Science, and Transportation Committee. The legislation aims to grow the manufacturing industry across the country by creating a permanent program that designates local regions as manufacturing communities. And Attorney General Eric Schneiderman is calling on Congress to oppose 3 resolutions that would undo protections of consumers who use prepaid credit cards. Police news. 24-year-old Joseph Kurowski of Cheektowaga was sentenced to 30 months in prison on charges of child pornography. Prosecutors say that in the spring of 2015, Kurowski began communicating via text message with a 17-year-old female. The text messages were sexually explicit in nature, and Kurowski, aware that she was a minor, asked her to send him a sexually explicit photograph, which she then sent via text message. New York State Police say that a 42-year-old Otto woman named Little Angel Goodwill is not living up to her name, as she was charged Wednesday with first-degree identity theft, second-degree forgery, and first-degree offering a false instrument for filing. State police say Goodwill assumed the identity of a woman and falsely completed official documents. She was arraigned and remanded to the Cattaraugus County Jail without bail. Troopers ask that anyone with information about Goodwill contact the Machias Troopers Barracks Bureau of Criminal Investigation at 716-353-4048. Heb Chan, age 35 of Rochester, who was convicted of smuggling narcotics into jail, was sentenced to 18 months in prison. Prosecutors say that Chan smuggled oxycodone and dextroamphetamine into a federal prison in the seams of his shirt, socks, and hidden in his shoes. And finally, Richard Darcy, Jr., age 37 of Lancaster, pleaded guilty to theft of mail by a postal employee. The charge carries a maximum penalty of 5 years in prison and a $250,000 fine. Prosecutors say that on August 1, 2016, Darcy failed to deliver mail to a West Seneca street, instead dumping it into a collection box on McKinley Parkway in Buffalo. A subsequent search of the defendant's car uncovered multiple bundles of undelivered advertisements, placards, and first-class mail. Darcy opened some of the mail and took the contents, which included solicitations from various veterans groups, children's cancer foundations, and animal protection groups, which contained a $1 bill or other coin currency, seeking additional contributions from the patrons. Sports. The Sabres gave fans a going-away present of sorts Wednesday, winning their final home game of the season by a score of 2-1, with goals by Rasmus Ristolainen and Tyler Ennis. Today's Bisons home opener has been rescheduled to Saturday, by the way, on account of the weather, and tomorrow's game has been added to a Sunday doubleheader. Let's go Bisons. If you missed last night's Think So Joe show, you can catch up with the podcast on allwesternnewyorkradio.com. Bob Confer's column this morning on All Western New York News talks about Comet 41P Tuttle Giancobini Crescent, which you can see in the skies this month. Easier to see than pronounce, surely. The comet will be closest to the sun on Wednesday, so if she's going to brighten, it'll be in the next few days. Okay, that's the news. For All Western New York News and Radio, I'm Scott Leffler saying, have a great day.